One match, one controversy. And FIFA quietly rewrote exactly how VAR works for the rest of the World Cup. Welcome to this explainer. Look, there was no press conference for this, no big flashy announcement, just a silent, unannounced operational overhaul implemented right in the middle of the world's biggest tournament. And a quiet operational shift like this, it tells you everything about exactly how much trouble FIFA felt they were in. They obviously didn't want to draw attention to it, but the change they made was absolutely massive. So today, we're going to break down exactly what changed, and more importantly, why it happened when it did. Section 1. The breaking point. To truly understand this fix, we have to look directly at the specific incident that completely broke the system. It all traces back to an incredibly intense matchup, Argentina versus Egypt. Egypt actually came out firing and took a really commanding early 2-0 lead. The momentum was entirely theirs. But then, that lead began to completely unravel due to a series of incredibly heavy-handed VAR decisions. Let's walk through the exact sequence of infuriating moments here. First, Egypt takes that 2-0 lead. Second, VAR steps in and actually cancels Egypt's second goal over a foul that occurred way back in the build-up play. Third, and this is where the frustration truly boiled over, right before Argentina's winning goal, Egypt appealed for a penalty involving Mohamed Salah. And VAR? They stayed completely silent. Finally, the match concludes with Argentina pulling off a 3-2 victory. Now, it's really about how Egypt reacted. Their federation didn't just complain to the media about a tough loss. No, they filed an official protest. And they weren't just asking for some formal apology. They demanded the complete removal of the referee and his entire VAR team from the tournament entirely. I mean, that is an unprecedented level of escalation. Section 2. A tournament-wide problem. Now, if it were just one angry team, FIFA might have just brushed it under the rug. But this wasn't a one-off complaint. Following his own team's win against Mexico, England boss Thomas Tuchel didn't hold back at all, explicitly calling the officiating erratic and unreliable. Think about that. When a manager publicly criticizes referees this harshly after a victory, you know you've got a deep, systemic frustration on your hands. The ripple effect here was just massive. You've got Egypt demanding a referee's immediate removal. You've got Thomas Tuchel calling the whole thing erratic. And then you even had Morocco fans openly anxious and debating referee assignments before their own quarterfinal match. Suddenly, the referees were rapidly becoming a bigger story than the actual football being played. And for FIFA, that's a nightmare. Section 3. The quiet VAR fix. So FIFA had to act, right? They had to do something before the integrity of the knockout stages was totally compromised. And they ended up pulling off a massive logistical shift. Under the old system, VAR officials sat in one central room, FIFA's broadcast center all the way over in Dallas, reviewing every single match remotely. Under the new system, VAR officials are physically inside the stadium for every remaining match. They literally moved a main VAR and a backup directly on site, with Dallas now only coordinating in the background. And here's the kicker. They didn't wait until the off-season to do this. This massive mid-tournament change kicked in immediately, starting right with the France vs. Morocco match, and it continues all the way through the finals. Section 4. The real reason. So, we know what they did, but we really need to question the official narrative here. FIFA didn't officially link this massive pivot to any one specific incident, but come on, the timing speaks for itself. It landed right after the loudest controversy of the knockout stage. Now, FIFA's referee chief, Pierluigi Collina, still defended his officials publicly, completely rejecting any suggestion of bias or unfair influence. But let's be real for a second. Uprooting your entire VAR operation and physically moving it into the stadiums mid-tournament, that is simply not something an organization does if everything is fine. Section 5. Will it work? Which brings us to the ultimate question. Does this sudden technological shift actually address the fans' deepest frustrations? Like, does it actually solve the core issue, or is it just a clever way of managing the optics of a crisis? Here is the honest truth about this. Look at what is actually fixed here. Reliability and connection speed. Having them in the building absolutely removes broadcast lag. But look at what remains completely unchanged. The subjective human judgment on penalties, fouls, and red cards. The fix is purely about connection speed. That means the highly subjective calls that actually make fans furious, yeah, those are still up to the exact same human judgment. So will this stop the next major controversy? Honestly, probably not. But it tells you beyond a shadow of a doubt that FIFA knows exactly how much fan trust they've lost right now. So I'll leave you with this. Is this a smart fix or just FIFA managing optics? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next explainer.